looking for mushrooms today. The mushrooms that we're particularly targeting are called chanterelles. There's two types of chanterelles that I'm going to find in the woods behind me. And by the way, the woods behind me is what you call mixed hardwood with a little bit of conifer action. We got a big white pine here, but then we have an oak, and we got a cherry, and we got some beech. And right here, under my feet, is one of the mushrooms that we're going to be looking at today. And that is none other than Chanterellus Cinnibarinus. So what we got here, and I'm going to liberate him, is a bright orange mushroom that grows in a trumpet shape. It's got what's called false gills. These gills run down the stipe of the mushroom. So that's a Cinnibarinus, and we're going to find more of them. We're actually mushrooming today in a state forest on the border of Massachusetts and the great state of Connecticut. Oh, gleaming and glowing right over here, you can see another Cinnibarinus. Do you see it? They're sticking out like sore thumbs in this gloaming, right? It's starting to get a little dark. There's some on the ground right here. It's like a chipmunk guy got this one. That's too small to harvest. Oh, there's a bunch more over there. But before I go over there, let's grab this one right here. See him? Cinnibarinus. Cinnibarinus aren't big mushrooms, but they're extremely good. And they have a fruity taste to them. So I move down here. Look at all those. I'm going to leave those. Those are little. Somebody will get them when they get bigger. But I'll grab some bigger ones here. These are harvestable. Oh, yeah, beautiful. And you can see that inside the mushroom stipe, the color that you see is on the outside of the mushroom, almost like it's painted. The stipe of the mushroom, which is what you call the stem, if I break it open, I'm going to rip it. It's not hollow. And you can see inside, it's white. I'll grab this other guy here. I'll grab these guys right here. I'm looking around. I don't want to grab the immature ones. Why do mushrooms grow where mushrooms grow? I mean, it's going to relate to whatever the mushroom grows on. Some mushrooms, like the ones I'm looking at right now, these little LBMs, little brown mushrooms, are growing on the forest floor like the chanterelles that I'm looking for. Are they growing on the forest floor simply because they're growing from mycelium that enjoys the particular soil type? Or are they relating to some type of tree that grows nearby? Here we have a couple more of our yellow chanterelles. I got a bunch, and I'm just going to take a couple more of these guys from this area, and I'll leave the others. Are they relating to the soil type? Are they relating to acorns that are dropped and are now rotting? Here's a bolete right here. You can see the bolete growing under this pine branch. And it's a beautiful young bolete. And I'm going to have to investigate this when I get home. But I believe this is a very edible and tasty member of the bolete family. If it isn't, I'll know quick because it will be bitter as heck. I'm in an area now where in the past I found a lot of Cinnibarinus. And there's a Cinnibarinus right here. Some smaller ones next to them. I'm going to leave them alone. Here's some right by the path I almost stepped on. And here's a few. Take one. Look at these guys. I found a beautiful fairy circle of Cinnibarinus here a couple years ago. A fairy circle being a circle of mushrooms. Now with that sun breaking through the clouds, you can really see the Cinnibarinus. They're glowing. Oh, big stump sprout of oaks. Look at those beauties. Stump sprout. 3 big oaks with a lot of clear wood on them, growing from an old stump where they were cut. How long ago? Probably in the 1830s or 40s, when the sheep mania was going on down here. Merino sheep mania. Oh, look at, there's some there, immature. I'm not going to pick them. And there's some more right there. So I'm glad I walked a little further to investigate. And I'm sure if I stay on this path, I'll find a heck of a lot more. But I gotta have, right now, 1.5 pounds, 2 pounds of them, which is plenty good for my intention. There's another one, big Rusula. Oh, got a couple up here. I'm gonna go check them out. Got a puffball I'm gonna leave alone. So look at this beautiful little stand of Cinnibarinus. Small guys, but well developed. Oh, look at them all. So if I leave these for you, which I will, pick a couple and leave the rest, you can come here and pick them in a couple of days, and you'll enjoy them. They have a very fruity flavor. Oh, I gotta go up here. There's a fairy circle of them up here. Look at this. Oh, yeah, it's a fairy circle. A fairy circle of Cinnibarinus. Not quite. You can see the circular pattern on the ground right here. Call that a fairy circle. And I'll grab a couple and leave the rest for the fairies. Most people will probably call chanterelles their favorite mushrooms if they've ever had them. Because chanterelles don't taste like mushrooms. In fact, I got to tell you, if you think I'm an idiot running around harvesting mushrooms, most mushrooms that you harvest don't taste like mushrooms. I run into people that say, "You're going mushroom hunting? I don't like mushrooms," they say. I say, saying, got me a little sillious here. Saying that you don't like mushrooms is like saying that you don't like fruit. I don't like fruit. Well, you don't like apples or oranges or pineapples or peaches or cherries, or what fruit don't you like? Then you'll get them to break it down. Oh, I love apples. I love tomatoes. I love cherries. You can't say, I don't like fruit. There's going to be a fruit you like. And it's the same thing with these wild mushrooms, because each one of them tastes different. So don't be a nitwit. Try them at least. Oh no. Look at this. It's always about coming at them from the right angle and the right light too. So here I am. I was already picking here, and you can see two beautiful, big American chanterelles that I was going to leave behind, that I saw because I was coming from the opposite direction. So these guys are going in my bag. You can see my bag of mushrooms, and then Mushrooms of the Northeastern United States by Tim Baroni. And I'm a big fan of this book because it makes identification of mushrooms. This is not an easy book. It's not a little kid book. This book is written for people that are educated, know how to read multiple syllable words. And there's our, I thought that was a yellow, but it's not. Here it is. There's our Cinnibarinus. And there's the ones we're finding today. Chanterellus flavus, or the American golden chanterelle. And it tells us about these mushrooms. Seriously, the thing you got to learn if you want to be good at mushroom hunting is to be able to target specific mushrooms. So there's mushrooms that grow on trees, there's mushrooms that grow near trees, there's mushrooms that are parasitic, there's mushrooms that are saprophytic, there's mushrooms that are mycelial. Put it this way, if you're going to get out hunting mushrooms, learn about the mushroom that is in season at the moment, and then target that mushroom. Go out and find that mushroom. Maybe find 4 or 5 mushrooms that are in season right now, and go working for those. I don't know what kind of memory you have. Don't be afraid to bring the book with you if you have to. Certainly use the book later on when you're cleaning and dressing your mushrooms to cook, because sometimes greed can let the wrong kind of mushroom slide on in. There's mushrooms that look a lot like our friend the chanterelle, right? We got basically the yellow chanterelle and the orange chanterelle. There's mushrooms that look like these two. That'll make you real sick. They could even kill you. Illumins, or what we call the jack-o'-lantern mushroom, looks a lot like these, but grows in a clump. They tend to grow in a clump on wood. And sometimes you think that they're not growing on wood, but rather what they're doing is they're growing on a piece of wood that's under the ground. The Indian pipes right there. And over here we got something on it. Looks like an amanita on the other side of the poison ivy. But the amanita, he's a mycelial guy. He's just growing where he grows because of mycelial connections. If you've ever dug in the ground, which I hope you have, sometimes run into them really fine, thin, white. They look like a root, but they crumble real quick. That's mycelium. That's the mushroom's body, actually. When we find mushrooms, all we're finding are the fruits. So when we have a day like I had just now, we had a real nice fruiting of chanterelles. And we're going to have more fruitings of chanterelles. This is one of my spots. As you get out and explore the woods, you'll find spots that'll be your spots. You'll keep them quiet. Otherwise, I'll find your mushrooms. But it's a great thing to do. And you'll notice I got my fly poles and I'm ready to go fishing, but I wanted the sun to get down a little further before I started. So this is what I was doing to pass the time for an hour and make a video for you to show you something I think is really cool. A lot of fun. So I hope you get out. And you don't have to be a brain surgeon to do this, but get yourself a good ID book. Go on some of the websites on Facebook or Instagram and learn about mushrooms there. You can also join mushroom groups. You can go for mushroom walks with a group of people that know what they're doing. You can watch my site. I'm putting up ID shorts. I put up shorts every day, if you didn't know that. So put on your notification bell so you'll know when I post a short or a long video. Just a shameless plug for my channel. But my shorts are often mushroom identification, or they have something to do with mushrooms. Now, I'm not the mushroom guy. There's other people out there that are more the mushroom guy than me. But I can definitely help you. And the best way to help you? Tell you to get off your butt and get outside.